This is Moonfrost, a friendly, cozy farming sim loaded with NFTs. Although looking at its marketing, you would never realize it was on the blockchain. It seems like a nice Harvest Moon-esque indie title on the surface, but this is all a facade hiding a whole Web3 interface. As a lover of indie games, I've spent weeks combing through obscure blog posts, niche YouTube videos, and mirror websites to find all this information here. I even had Seer hop in to help me sort through this all. And now I'm going to show you all just how deep this rabbit hole goes. So what is Moonfrost? Well, it's basically your stereotypical farming game that has fishing, gardening, a customizable home, dateable NPCs, rhymes, AI is on the soundtrack, and also the ability to buy an NFT of a real animal in a real animal rescue, which is adopting a game and adopting in real life via an in-game crypto purchase loosely tied to the UK pound. But for real, Moonfrost is, to be blunt, an NFT game. At first glance, you probably couldn't tell it even was one, from the unique pixel graphics that give it sort of a retro feel, and character sprites that kind of remind me of Habbo Hotel. It truly does seem like a normal game at the surface, and that's what Oxalis Games, the studio behind Moonfrost, wants you to see at first. Even though this is the company's first project, the founders have a long resume in the gaming industry. This can be seen in how clear Oxalis Games' mission is to make a premium quality blockchain game that can achieve mass appeal with non-blockchain audiences. With a purpose like this, it is clear what their goal is, and that they already know how they would get there. They know that an NFT game can't possibly survive the Web 2.0 market, that being us normies playing Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Warzone dungeons. But who is behind this studio, you may ask? Well, Oxalis was founded by two people, Rick Moore and Gina Nelson. After co-founding this studio following their collaboration at the now-defunct studio The Secret Police, where they notably developed Stardew Valley Mobile, which is perhaps where they got their marketing and game design inspiration from. The interactions with devs in the community, as far as I can observe, have been largely positive. Their Discord hosts various community events, and everyone greets each other with a cheerful good morning.
What can I say except
Good morning.
Good morning.
However, this practice is borderline cult-like, as everyone participates in this ritual upon entering and dons their Moonfrost branded hood. So I must admit, it does create a sense of warmth and inclusion. Even considering this, it leads one to ponder whether crypto has truly infiltrated the realm of conventional gaming, given that it's not a topic that's frequently discussed. While it may not seem like it, games that have used the blockchain have been around since 2017. Though they aren't the most popular, there is a market for them. However, their quality is inconsistent, to say the least. Some larger companies have also talked about adding aspects like this into their upcoming titles, but are usually persuaded by their fans not to add these in. Regardless of this, you have games that are still fairly successful with the business model and have been running for quite some time. More often than not, these games basically take a card approach to gaming. Transforming specific game elements or cosmetic items into cards with intrinsic worth either as a digital currency or a tradable NFT is a common practice. These games are often referred to as play to earn or P2E, signifying that the more you engage in the game without spending money, the greater value you can extract for your own benefit. This phenomenon is evident in a number of games that are performing quite successfully within the realm of NFTs, such as Axie Infinity, Champions Arena, and Defy Kingdom. One is a group-based battle game, another one is a party turn-based RPG similar to Raid Shadow Legend, and lastly, a kingdom building sim with some combat sprinkled in. All of these common factors that are clear across the board while being different games in the end. They all have these tradable pieces that either cost money or even your time to earn and use. Though, like most games that have an aspect of things like PvP or simple leaderboards, there are people that do better because of how much they spend. Being play to earn still leads into a lot of the same design space as a simple free-to-play game. Now with games like Moonfrost, you have to wonder, with the fact that it's being a live service game and free-to-play to start, how could they possibly shoehorn NFTs into something like a farming sim? Well, we're going to need to look at their overall vision and team to understand how this could even be possible. So let's take a good look at that mission statement again. You can see they want to soften the reputation of NFT games by building a quality product and giving to good causes. Which is great, giving to charity is good, though I'm not too sure how minting NFTs helps save animals. Additionally, they laid out multiple ways that people can earn NFTs through gameplay. These being selling crops in-game, purchasing Quid in-game, purchasing Quid through exchange, and selling items in-game. Wow, so nice of them to lay this all out so clearly and available. But wait, where's the white paper? For those of you who don't know, white papers are common in the NFT space to give clarity in people's investments and is basically the roadmap of the project. And if you don't have that, it is generally seen as a red flag. The last known time the white paper or any sort of roadmap was possibly available was probably around summer of 2023. And the fact that the white paper is no longer available, and even within the NFT community, that is pretty frowned upon. It seems like at some point they realized that the open approach to being an NFT game was not working. As seen in this presentation from their lead game designer, Aaron, they clearly want to entice people who are not interested in NFTs to get into the blockchain aspect of the game and adopt this semi-transparent business model as a result. And coupled with these blog posts from the official Moonfrost Medium account, we can see that the overarching goal of these projects is to make money in the NFT market. So, Oxalis seems to have decided that full transparency was not in the best interest of the company when they privated the white paper and continually downplaying the blockchain elements of the game. The marketing of this game predominantly emulates the personalized touch of a cozy indie game, playing up the safety of its product and trying to build something of an artificial sisterhood, especially within their Discord server, which makes sense. They stated their target audience is predominantly women. There's a very eerie vibe to the sickly sweet messages of good morning and good night, which seem to end no matter the time of day, only to be interrupted by impatient crypto pros who just want to know where their precious NFTs are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
While this all seems odd, it's important to keep in mind this one line from another one of their mission statements. To make a highly approachable blockchain game, one that puts fun first and only uses the best parts of blockchain to enhance a premium level experience. This utterly gives the game away. The only reason they are making this product of any quality is to improve the reputation of blockchain games so they can make more money. Well, let's see how good that gameplay first mindset is actually shaping the product once the closed alpha is out. Now onto the gameplay, which I have to admit seemed genuinely promising. While there is nothing that sticks out to me as super unique, all the elements here seem like quite a bit of fun. Love me some fishing, love me some fighting, simple as that. In the white papers, it seems like they were going to take a full advantage of the live service model for the game by incorporating real-world events and holidays as in-game events. The list of holidays they plan on adding include likes of Dia de los Muertos, Diwali, Flying Ante, Bonfire Night, and Lunar New Year. This strikes me as a pretty good idea on its face. It seems like a really fun way to cultivate a global audience and retain their engagement. However, I'm a tad concerned about the entrance of NFTs in the space of the mostly significant cultural holidays, especially Flying Ante. How dare they make a mockery out of something so sacred? In the presentation, Aaron says that all the new NPCs and events will be accessible via NFT, or wait 4 weeks after to get them for free. And I gotta say that it's both flies in the face of the free-to-play everything blockchain is optional message, and honestly creeps me out by the sacred holiday NFTs. If content is locked, even temporarily, based on their 4-week timeline of movement from premium to free-to-play games, then is it really optional? That's basically just creating a RuneScape-esque membership system, which if you're not familiar, is like buying into the NFT areas of the game that are significantly better and have more content than the free-to-play section. This divide will inevitably lead to the members section receiving more attention from the dev and coerce players to start spending to not miss out. While this is still technically optional, it is definitely not optional in the way that they advertise. This game is simply bounding on every level. It flips between being an openly Web3 base to some kind of wooden horse which seems like a regular sculpture, but in reality is really full of people that jump out and kill you. Someone should come up with a name for that. The gameplay seems pretty decent, but is nothing more than a cynical attempt to get people to like NFTs. And the lack of a white paper truly shows that they aren't as transparent with their NFT investors either. Wait a minute. The lead dev used to work on Stardew Valley mobile. How did he end up in NFTs? After the alpha phase, check back here on this channel for a closer look at Moonfrost's financial structure, the NFT gaming industry, and the alpha gameplay experience. We'll also delve into its financial framework, network of investors, and provide comprehensive insight into the NFT gaming landscape, offering a broader perspective on key industry players. See you then!